Very good morning to everyone. In this lecture, EC8652 Wireless Communication, Unit 3 Digitaling for Signal Fading Channels. So, today we are going to discuss about the modulation and demodulation schemes. In different modulation schemes are used in wireless communication channels. Now, today we are going to discuss the modulation and demodulation schemes. This is deciding the modulation and demodulation format is very important in deciding the following parameters. What are the different parameters? So, number one is a spectral efficiency. It must be as high as possible to the error free communication. Next one is adjacent channel interference. It must be small for the interference level of the signal. And the third one is a sensitivity with respect to noise. This must be a small, and robustness with respective to delay and dispersions. This must be a large as possible because the channel itself they introduce the delay and dispersions. And finally, easy to generate the waveforms. So this is a hardware requirement should be easy to implement and must satisfy the practical needs. Now we can move to the types of modulation format. Here in digital or wireless communication network models, we are using the different types of modulation format. For example, these are the different types. First one is binary phase shift keying method. Second one, differential phase shift keying method. Third one, quadrature phase shift keying method. Fourth one, offset quadrature phase shift keying. Pi 4 quadrature phase shift keying, and binary frequency keying. So, and also the minimum shift keying MSK, and also the finally the Gaussian minimum shift keying. So these are the different modulation schemes in a digital communication system. Now we can move to the QPSK modulations. Here the quadrature phase shift keying, that is a QPSK, it has twice the band efficiency of the binary phase shift keying, since the two bits are transferred in a single symbol. So that is called the QPSK modulations. In these modulations, we are assigned the input signal. Okay, so we are assigned the input signal, that is a 0 or pi by 2 or pi and 3 by 3 pi by 2 are equally spaced 4 values, and the phase value of carrier signal take one of these 4 values. Each value would correspond to unique pair of information bit. So the original data stream is divided into two streams. So like data rate which is half of the original data stream. So here the phase of the signal will take one of the 4 equivalent spaces. So for example 0 and pi by 2 pi 3 pi by 2, or pi by 4 3 pi by 4 5 pi by 4, or 7 pi by 4. So the QPSK symbol is given by QPSK signal is equal to root of 2 ES divided by symbol duration into the cos of 2 pi FCT plus I minus 1 pi by 2. For here the I is equal to 1 2 3 4 is a continuous value of the signal. So here the two sequence of the pulses, is normally it can be the QPSK, that the energy within the symbol interval, that is a 2 EB. So 2 EB is nothing but the twice of the energy expanded on the transmission of the bit. Now we can move to the constellation diagram. The constellation diagram, if the carrier frequency, so carrier frequency and also the original frequency is to 0, the amplitude of the central lobe is maximum and is gradually reduced with the symmetrical on each side of the 0 value. So we can see the structure of waves in phase shift of the different signals. So the first signal is started in the 0 to half cycle, so 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. The second signal is a negative polarity is pi, phase angle is magnitude of 90 degree minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. So the carrier frequency is equivalent to the mismatching of the two individual sequence. Now we can move to the QPSK output signals. The QPSK modulated signals, the root of 2Es divided by Ts, that is a symbol duration, into the cos of 2 pi fct plus I minus 1 pi by 2 for I equal to 1 by 1 comma 2 comma 3. So in these equations we are calculated the using the formula cos A plus B formula. So the cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So we can divided the exponential derivations. The QPSK is equal to root of 2Es divided by Ts cos 2 pi fct cos of I minus 1 pi by 2 minus root of 2Es Ts sin 2 pi fct into sin I minus 1 pi by 2. Then we can make the following definitions. The QPSK signal is equivalent to the root of Es cos of I minus 1 pi by 2 pi 1 of t. This is a first signal of the phase of the signal, minus root Es sin I minus 1 pi by 2 pi q of t, and then the pi 1 of t is equal to root of 2 divided by symbol duration into the cos of 2 pi fct, and also the pi q, that is a quadrature phase of the signal. So pi I is a in space of the signal and pi q of t is a quadrature phase of the time domain representation signal. So pi q of t is equal to root of 2 divided by ts sin 2 pi fct. Now we can see the constellation diagram. So once again, in this diagram the QPSK constellation where the carrier phase are pi comma pi by 2 and pi and 3 pi pi. So the signal will be divided into 4 quadrants. So that is called a quadrature phase shift keying. So the first quadrant is 0 0 to pi by 2 and 0 to 3 pi by 2, and also the second quadrant is pi to pi by 2, and third quadrant is pi by 2 3 pi by 4 pi by 2. So the constellation diagram of each individual space of the signal is equal to the root of 2Es. So this is a QPSK constellation where the carrier phase are equivalent to the all the phases. So pi by 4 and 3 by 4 and pi by 4 and 7 pi by 4. Now we can move to the power spectral density of this QPSK signal. So this is a power spectral density. So the spectral power value of QPSK in frequency domain response, F is equal to Es divided by 2 into sin pi into F minus Fc into the symbol duration divided by pi of F minus Fc into symbol duration. So F minus F is phase angle of the in space and quadrature phase of the carrier signal. So the derivation of these signals is one part is in space and out, and another one is quadrature phase. So the finally the EB into sin 2 pi f minus fc into tb divided by 2 pi f minus fc into tb plus sin 2 pi minus f minus fc into tb divided by 2 pi into minus f minus fc into tb. So the power spectral density of the QPSK signal is for a given the example of a rectangular pulsed signal with the alpha. So alpha is a cosine filtering signal value of these quadrature and in space signal of the constellation. So normally the normalized power spectral density of this signal is equivalent to the carrier frequency into the actual frequency. So the carrier frequency is divided into fc minus r pi by 2, fc minus r pi by 4, and also the fc plus r pi by 2, and also the fc plus r pi by 4. Now we can move the modulation steps. In this QPSK modulation, the unipolar binary sequence are converted into bipolar non-return to zero sequence. The bit stream m of t is split into two bit streams, that is a m1 of t and also the mq of t. The mi of t is a in space of the individual signal bit stream, and mq of t is a quadrature stream, that is a odd stream. So the binary sequence are modulated separately using the pi 1 of t and pi 2 of t. Then these two signals are now considered as a binary phase shift keying signal, and they are binary phase shift keying modulated. Now we can move to the splitting up of input binary sequence. In the normal binary phase shift keying, the shifted the x2, x3, x4 in the negative polarity. In the QPSK in space directions, the q0, q0 and also the phase x1 is combined with the q x0, and the x5, x6, x7 is combined is the x6 in the in space of magnitude of the original signal. And then similarly the quadrature phase components of these signals, the x1 is available in the x0 and x1, and then x3 is available on the x2 and x4. Now the x5 and x6 and x7 is a signal is quadrature phase components. The signal is consolidated in the x5 and x7. So these are the simple example of the quadrature phase and in space components of the each individual signals. Now we can move to the QPSK transmitter. In the QPSK transmitter, we are using the different techniques. First of all, the input data, that is a input data is applied to the serial to parallel converter. So the serial to parallel converter is divided, output of the serial to parallel converter is divided into two low pass filter. So the signal is applied in the two low pass filter. So the low pass filter, to reduce the frequency, cutoff frequency response to the output of the low pass filter, to given to the multiplexer. So multiplexer, to adding the first one is a local oscillator to increase the frequency level to the in space, and another one is a 90-degree magnitude of the out of space. So the two components, that is the two components of signal is coming up the summer. What is the summing amplifier? We are using the summing amplifier. So one of the signal is input is a in space quadrature signal, another one is a out of phase quadrature signal. So these two signals are applied to the baseband frequency filter, that is a BPF filters. So we can getting the output of the QPSK modulated signal. Now we can move to the QPSK demodulator. The QPSK demodulator, the received signal is applied to the baseband filter, and also the filter is carrier recovery circuit applied to the output of the filter to give the carrier recovery circuit. The carrier recovery circuits is divided into in space and out of space components. So the out of space components is 90 degree and in space components is applied to the multiplexer to reduce the cutoff frequency of the low pass filter, and also we can apply the symbol timing recovery and the symbol timing recovery to reduce the duration of the symbols in each individual cycles of the input signals. So and then the decision circuit is decide the return to zero or zero signals, and also that we are applying to the multiplexer. So the multiplexer to multiply the two set of signals to recover the original signals of the digital modulated signals. So this is a general concept of QPSK demodulator circuits. Thank you for watching this video.